What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. This time it's going to be a fun one. Should be pretty educational for newer shooters. We got Ashley here. She's never shot a bow to my knowledge, or at least in a really long time. So we're going to go through the shooting steps. I want to give a shout out to Bow and Arrow Shop for giving me this Prism bow to use today. Super cool bow, very adjustable on poundage and draw length, so we'll be able to get it set up to where it fits for her. We got it at 25 inches right now, which I think should be pretty close. We're going to give it a rip.
Okay.
How are you feeling right now? You a little nervous, or are you feeling pretty confident?
I can confirm that I have never shot a bow.
Never shot a bow. Okay, so
I don't know what I'm doing.
We're gonna get to it. Also, sorry for the announcements, but we're doing a podcast as well, and I never promote the podcast ever. Like literally, I've never talked about it on the channel. So we have a podcast channel called the Bow Disciples Podcast, and we do one every about 6 months. So if you want very seldom podcasts, go subscribe to that channel. It's also on Spotify. And right now there's a giveaway going. So hit the website and buy whatever, and you're entered to win my bow, Bowtech SR350. So there you go. All right, let's get to it.
Enter to win or no?
You can, of course.
Right.
That bow will not work for you, but
damn.
You don't really shoot too many bows with fingers anymore, like traditional like recurves, where you actually are pulling the string with your fingers, especially when you're in a compound bow. So you're going to wear a release, which you're going to go ahead and strap on your right hand. So you said you're left eye dominant, right?
Yes.
So we're going to try you shooting right-handed and see how that pans out. So you want these to be pretty tight because you want them to be short. So we probably want to go actually a little bit tighter. That way it doesn't slide on you. And have you shot a gun or a pistol or a rifle much? Okay, so a trigger on a bow is the same thing. When you draw the bow, first of all, and pull it back, just make sure your finger's behind the trigger. So when you draw, you're not hitting the trigger and it's going off. That's the first thing, right? Then when you draw back, we're just gonna kind of look at your draw length. You'll never put your finger in front of the trigger on this first try. We're just gonna give it a go. So another big thing in archery, probably one of the biggest, always make sure you load up an arrow, because if you shoot a bow without the arrow, it can damage it. So you're gonna go ahead and grip here with your left hand. Yep, and then go ahead and put this, you're gonna, so to open it, you pull back and it opens, and you're gonna put it on that loop. That makes sense. Oh, and if it's too short, we can make it longer. But
that?
So, yep, so now put your fingers all behind. Yep, perfect. And then just try to, here, let's get your hair behind your, yeah, there you go. So let's try to pull it like this, okay? You're gonna try to pull from here to here, basically to the side of your jaw with your hand, right?
Like up high?
Yeah, but finger behind the trigger. Yeah, so exactly. You want to keep your elbow up high and try to pull with your lat rather than like a row like this. You want to try to pull like this. Okay, now come to your face, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Now try to go ahead and let down. Draw length looks good though, so that's the main thing we're looking for. All right, so what we're gonna talk about next, I just wanted to see that that fits, and it does fit well. So another huge part in archery is you're only touching the bow in two places, really. You got your grip, your nose is gonna be touching the string, and your hand's gonna be touching your face, okay? So when you draw, I want you to make a fist right now, and then feel on your face, you feel like you can kind of find like a consistent spot behind your jaw. Like that looks really good. When you draw, try to like settle in and hit the same spot every time. We call it an anchor point. So that way, every time you draw, you're in the same fixed position. So for me, I like to find basically this jawbone. So draw and then boom, settle in. You can almost like push forward sort of and feel it lock in like that. Okay. And then you're gonna try to touch the tip of your nose to the string. Okay. So let's see how that looks when you try that fit.
Up and back.
Yep, perfect.
Like that?
Yep, now find that anchor behind the jaw.
Okay.
Okay, now see if you can get your nose to the string, just the tip though. Like you don't have to touch it. Yeah, like that, touch your nose. Okay. And then can you see through this?
That?
Yeah, when your nose is on the string.
No.
Is it too high?
Way too high.
Too high, okay. Just keep holding it. How about now? Go nose to the string again. Find that same anchor point.
Okay.
Nose to the string.
Oh yeah, kind of.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and let down. Basically, because this is a circle and this is a circle, we want them to match like this when you're in a draw, right? So you don't want it to be like here or here, you want it to be here. Hit that same anchor every time. So now that your draw is a little longer, you were kind of anchoring here, like forward on your jaw. Try to get to the back of that bone. Like I said, if you make a fist and you just like you'll stop right here on
Okay.
the corner of your jaw. Try to find that with these knuckles.
Okay, so.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Now get your nose to the string. That looks good. Can you see through the peep?
It's too high.
Too high. Okay, go ahead and let down. So basically this peep was sitting like up here?
Right above it, yeah.
Okay, so we're close then. That looked like good form. Okay, so one other thing, now that your draw is longer, that is a better draw length. Shout out to Brianna on that, real pro over here. Your front arm is like this, okay? Really overextended. What we want is to drop that elbow and your front shoulder.
Oh, like soft elbows, okay.
Yeah, so like that. That way you can push into the bow and create more pressure. What archery is a lot about building pressure, like tension forward and backwards.
Okay.
So go ahead and do it again. Find that same anchor. That's your first check, right?
So in here.
Yep.
Okay, and
Nose
then.
to the string. Drop.
Oh.
That's good. Okay. All right, dope. Yeah, go ahead and reach up around the trigger.
It's too high still.
Too high? All
Just
right,
like
let
a
down.
teeny
Tiny
bit.
bit? She's a pro.
It's sitting like, it's Chris figure eighting on
That's,
that.
oh, dude, see, that's perfect. So what we
Like a James word right there. Is that a real word?
what we want is to
Figure eighting.
figure eighting. She said figure eighting.
Oh, I thought I heard Chris figurating, and I was like, that's a James making up a word thing right there.
I was like, I think that, well, figure eighting is not like, probably not in the dictionary,
Yeah.
but.
Yeah. So, okay, one other thing before we shoot. Go ahead and give me the bow. Let me hang this bad boy up. Prism's badass, by the way. All right, so check it out. You're holding the grip of the bow like this, just straight up. What you want to do is find a crease right here between the line of your hand, so like right between the meaty portion.
Okay.
And you kind of want to almost like that wants to be your arm position. So shoulder down, elbow down, and notice how my hand is almost like facing me. Yeah, so you want to almost feel like this, like you're pushing into a wall.
Okay.
And then be sure your hips are squared up to the target. Like this way.
Oh, this way.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
you want to feel like boom. That's what you want your arm to look like.
Okay.
Shoulder down, elbow down, and that way what you're doing here is you're not torquing the grip. Because if you're torquing the grip like this, you're going to be super inaccurate.
Okay.
So a way to do that is basically you hook your release up and kind of hold your bow like this.
Okay.
And then find that grip. You'll feel it. Your hand will lock in. And then draw with it already set. So you don't have to try to move it when you're in a draw. Does that make sense? So you just go boom, lock it, and then draw, and you'll be good to go. And then behind, and then then you'll kind of like go boom, and you'll feel your hand like pop, like right there. See that?
Yeah.
Do you feel that? Yeah, so you kind of lock in. So now do everything else the same. Draw, anchor. You're anchored a little high now, so like slide into that same jaw you always do. Yep.
Okay.
Nose to the string. How are we looking on the rings?
Better. Okay. Yeah, it's good.
Okay, nose to the string. Touch it. Yep. And then drop this elbow. Okay, now go ahead and reach up around the trigger.
Okay. Oh, geez.
Okay, nose on the thing. Drop this. Okay, now squeeze through like you would a gun. You don't want to know the shot's going off. Barely squeeze, add tension. There we go.
Almost.
Fire to arrow. Did you hit your arm a little?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sure it hurt like a bastard. So what you did was as you, and I'm glad you did that because it's a good lesson, right? As you were in, you kind of were here, like I said, with the dropped elbow, dropped shoulder.
Yeah.
But as you started to focus on other things, you started to float back up like this, which is a big thing a lot of people do.
All right.
So we're gonna make sure you don't do that next time, right? It's gonna welt up a little. It is, but you know, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. You wanna try again?
Yeah.
All right.
I actually don't know how to.
Oh, how to load up an arrow?
Yeah.
So you hold it here, and then you'll throw it in the whisker biscuit, and then
Is that what it's really
It is called a whisker biscuit. Iconic rest, and then knocker. So you always want to do this white vein up, the
Why?
one that's just how the arrow's designed. So like the two that are one color you do down, and then the other vein you'll do up. The arrow's designed stiffness wise to flex best like that.
Okay, so I clip this.
Yep. Now remember, your first step is think about it like a checklist.
Okay.
For you, I want it to be step one is make sure you're anchored with this hand in the same spot every time. That's super important. So pick where you like. Step 1 is get to there. Step 2, nose on the string. Your nose doesn't leave the string at that point, right?
Okay.
Stays on the string. Then it's here. Then it's pick that top pin and just put it on the center. Pull through the shot.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, so here,
Yep.
that feels
Find the
pretty
grip.
good.
That looks good.
Up, pull back.
Okay, now drop that elbow for sure. Like drop it
Oh,
out
this guy.
and that way too.
This out.
Yes, like that.
Okay.
Now, are you anchored in your same spot?
I think so.
That looks good. Okay, nose to string. Look at, you're losing the elbow again. Out. There you go. Yep. Okay, now get those circles. How are they matched up?
Pretty good.
Okay, nose on string.
Okay.
And then reach around and pull through. Keep that arm in the same position. Don't leave it.
Okay.
Yep, just like that.
I gotta get my eye to.
Keep that arm. Looks good. Pull through. There you go. That time didn't hit, did it?
No.
That was a lot
That
better.
was better. It hit the white part.
So you're getting good. I think one thing we got to change is I think we got to drop the poundage on that bow. Make it so you're holding less so you can get used to it form-wise, because you're starting to shake quite a bit
Yeah.
just from holding it so much. So I'm going to pull some poundage out and we'll
Okay.
try it again. The cool part about the Prism is it's very adjustable. So if you have like a newer shooter or someone that you want to be able to adjust into a bow, something like this is really cool because it gives us a lot of tools and tips to make sure that she's comfortable shooting and can really adjust well. So like I said, you can head to Bow and Arrow Shop, tell them I sent you, code Pump Station. Probably won't save any money there, but it might. You can try.
Fun fact, I named a dog after a Whisker Biscuit once.
We have dropped a little bit of weight out of this bow, so it should be a little easier to hold and you get less shaky, right? She's struggling a little bit because she's left eye dominant, much like Brianna is. So we're having her try to shoot right-handed today, and it's her first time ever shooting a bow. So in the future, we're definitely gonna do a follow-up and have her try left-handed. I think that'll be kind of interesting for people that struggle with that, which a lot of new archers do. They're like, wait a minute, but I see better out of this side, but I'm right-handed. It's common. So it'll be fun to hear straight from the horse's mouth what's more comfortable. But right
Call me a
now,
horse.
right now we have,
It's okay, I kind of called him a fat cow.
yeah, she did, yeah, she did. Today we have a right-handed bow. So that's what we're working with. We're gonna go ahead and try it again. Remember, the anchor is the most key. I don't want
Okay.
you floating, so like know exactly where it's gonna be every time, like
Okay.
feel-wise. And then let's see how you do.
All right.
Remember, set that grip first once you get the weight off the bow.
Okay. Okay, that's good. Here.
And try to get it more like
A little bit.
there.
Okay.
And you want your hand like pushing into it.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I pull back.
Find that anchor point, straight to the anchor. That looks good. Nose to string down. Your nose can't leave the string.
Okay.
How's that look?
Pretty good.
Okay, drop. And out, rotate out, shoulder down. Good, 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 good. Now reach up around the trigger. Top pin on wherever you're aiming. Squeeze.
Okay, come on, eye. There we go.
Friggin' right on the green dot.
All right.
How did that feel? Now that looked like your most comfortable shot.
It felt better.
Yeah, so I think there's two reasons why that shot felt better. Number one, the poundage was a little less on the bow, but number two, you're starting to work through the shot process faster, which means the longer you have to sit here and get all those checks done before you fire the arrow is more time for you to get fatigued, more time for you to shake around, more time for
Yeah.
your form to diminish. So the fact that you're doing it and that was your third shot ever and you've already sped up the process so much, you can just imagine if you were 50 arrows in, 100 arrows in, how much smoother and faster that process
Yeah.
gets, which is gonna make you less shaky. So let's go ahead and try another one, but that to me looked really good. You don't wanna rush, but just work through that checklist as efficient as you can. So like,
So through here, white up,
yep, good.
do that. Get this in a
Grip.
good spot.
Yep,
Pull back. Anchor,
good.
nose.
Nose doesn't leave the string. Arm down.
Oh, that's-
good, good. Okay, now finger up around the trigger. Pull through. Same spot, pretty much.
I can't even see that.
So you're like a little bit right.
honest.
She's right in the middle. Hitting right in the middle. So how did that feel? That was much quicker, and you look comfortable on each step.
Yeah, better. I feel like my instinct is to lock this elbow for whatever reason.
Yes. Yeah, it is for a lot of women for sure.
Like, so this is the hardest part, is remembering to like soft elbows, but.
And I think what'll help you with that too is once you get comfortable like pushing into the bow, like I said, for a lot of times it's almost like leaning into a wall, like a corner of a door, because like you're kind of doing this, which is guarding your shoulder, which is not a super accurate way to shoot. High elbow, some people are really accurate like that, but generally you want to have a low shoulder for sure and a low elbow and kind of like brace into the bow, so you're like pushing and pulling at the same time. Let's go ahead and try another one.
All right.
She's killing it though, and I'm curious, I want you guys to drop a comment when she comes back and we try it left-handed. I'm curious what you guys think. Will she be more comfortable shooting left-handed or right-handed? Drop in the comments below.
That feels pretty good.
That's friggin' money. That's perfect. Now drop this.
Oh my gosh.
Yep, okay. Now go ahead, once you're focused up, reach around the trigger. And I want you to try to push your front end into the thing as you pull the trigger.
Okay.
Add pressure both ways.
Oh,
that was perfect.
Where did it hit though?
Doesn't really matter. What we're worried about right now is shot process. And that was actually a Joel Turner surprise break right there, okay? Did you see that blink after she shot? So you didn't know that was gonna go off, did you? You were kind of pushing and pulling and then it went off.
Yeah.
That's what you want every time.
Just scare
You want
yourself?
a surprise break, yeah, pretty much. Because here's the thing, if you're anticipating the shot going off, for most people, there are a few exceptions to this, but generally if you anticipate a shot going off, you're gonna flinch. Like you can't like not flinch mentally.
Okay.
Because your body has an aversion to explosions, and like that's an explosion.
Okay.
So if you make it a surprise, you're not avoiding anything. So that was money, okay?
Okay.
Shout out to Joel Turner right there, shot IQ, legend.
Outward.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna turn the elbow up.
Oh.
If I turn my hand the way he's saying, face the back of your hand toward you.
Yeah.
My elbow turns in.
Okay, that makes sense.
So that's why you want to get this locked, that meaty part facing forward.
Okay.
In the grip, because the more you can do that and like just kind of float these fingers, like don't death grip, because that's going to want to turn the hand sideways, and that's what's going to torque the bow. If you can turn that hand toward you, now my elbow can turn
that
more,
makes sense.
and now I can rotate it whichever direction I want. Versus here,
versus it being
I
like
can only
locked
do
up.
so much. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the only thing I think. If you get that next, like as your last check. Just pop it down, and that will rotate your hand. But if you do it before you start, like you said, when you put the weight on the bow, really try to turn the hand, press, and then draw. Your elbow's gonna be turned inwards, because my hand is now facing me.
Okay, that makes sense.
Money, nose can't leave the string. Get this. Try to loosen up your fingers, like no tension. Don't really hold the grip. You know what I mean? Just no tension. That's good. Okay, finger on around, and then just focus on pushing that pin into the target. That's perfect. To me, that looked really good, okay? And it's crazy, like one of the things I think is cool and unique about archery is there's so many things to remember and do when you're new. Like there's a lot of steps to it. So to go from shot 1 to, I think that was like her 7th arrow, was a huge difference from shot 1 to shot 7. So the biggest thing is just to get a setup that's comfortable and work through it. But how did that last shot feel? Because to me that looked really good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I need to get this. I don't know, this like automatically locks.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
So that's bothering me.
It's 104 degrees outside. So what I need you guys to do is, because I'm out here and Ashley's out here and Brianna's out here and we're all working hard to produce this content, I need you to hit the subscribe button, okay? I really need that. I need a like to help me with the algorithm. Just help me out. Thank you very much. All right, let's see what you got.
All right. Okay.
Nose doesn't leave. Yes. Relax that front hand.
Okay. Come on,
It's good?
Oh, I remember to bend my elbow.
You did. You did the whole time. I was watching in case I needed to save her, but I didn't. And that grip was much better too. You kind of had it facing you. So one of the things I really like that you do is, in archery, I always like people to have their back elbow, this hand, and this hand all in a straight line. You know, like if someone were to fire like a bullet through your back of your elbow, it'd go through your hand and through that hand.
Yeah.
And you have that really good. So you're creating a straight line, which skeletally and muscally, I don't know if that's a
muscularly.
word. Muscularly is going to be super efficient. You'll be able to hold the pin more solid. So that's really good. A lot of people will kind of either be like here or here, and you're keeping it pretty straight. So let's see another one. I'm going to go get sushi after this, and I'm going to have multiple sake bombs. Probably.
Not just you, James. We
are all going, but
you're not going by yourself.
I'm going to have the most sake bombs, though. So most likely.
I don't know, Brianna.
She's good for about a half full. Elbow.
Thanks. Oops.
It's good.
When I like let go, I wiggled.
That's good. I'm so curious for you to shoot left-handed. I really am. So
I
we're gonna
can't
have to do it
see
again.
the target.
So left-handed is going to be key then. Her form looks good, but she can't see. What a conundrum, you know? But again, this is a common problem. So, you know.
Well, maybe let me try my glasses.
Okay. That's friggin'. I'm a proud mentor right now. Brianna, are you proud? I think she's looking
Am
great.
I actually doing a good job?
Your form
You're
looks.
not just being nice.
I'm serious. Your form looks really good. Don't you think, Brianna?
Yes, it does.
I think it looks excellent.
Okay.
Are you feeling pretty comfortable with the release, like the trigger? Good. Okay.
Yeah, the hardest part for me is getting my eye to focus.
So the eye.
The eye, everything else feels good. The eye is what's challenging.
Yeah, and that's why I'm interested when we try left-handed. I'm interested if everything else feels awkward, but you can see better, and then it's like a choice of which one do you want. So that's why I'm super excited to see how that goes.
I know. I'm curious to see, because I know shooting a gun, I'm much more comfortable left-handed.
Yeah.
But that's because I like. This eye sucks.
And it's less muscular too, like shooting a gun or a rifle.
Yeah.
So like I wonder if physically it'll be easier right-handed, but
eyes are better, yeah.
I'm interested. All right, let's end it on a banger. That was perfect.
All right.
Get that grip right.
So here.
Yep. Yep.
Oh.
It's good. It's good.
Can't see where they're going.
I love it. Look at this group.
Yeah, but I wasn't aiming for that.
Where are you aiming? The white? Right here?
Yeah.
That's all right. We're not really worried about where you're aiming because we could adjust sights to that.
Oh.
We're more so worried about all the arrows hitting close together. Like this right here shows that you're being very repeatable.
Okay.
This one down here, I pulled it so that way people couldn't see it was down there. You know, that one, it doesn't matter.
That one doesn't matter.
But this right here is what we want to see.
Okay.
Because we can move the sight, right? When you get a bow, we'll move the sight to hit where you want, but when you're hitting all in the same spot, we call this a group. You want to get tight groups. That means you're shooting good and consistent.
Okay.
This is a good tight group, especially for your first time shooting at 20 yards. Like that's no chip shot. So
okay.
Overall though, tell me what you thought about your first time shooting. Did you have some fun?
Yeah, I would do this again.
Yeah. You have aspirations of bow hunting, huh?
I do. I love the concept of it.
Yeah.
I think it sounds like being in the mountains for a few days and like.
Oh yeah.
I have good endurance.
Yeah, it's very hard, but meat, you can't beat the natural sustenance. So
yeah.
Might have to get you a bow next time you're out here, get you your own bow. But we'll wait until part 2 of this video when we shoot left-handed.
Gotta figure out
to
which
see
side.
which one, and then we'll get a bow. So
Okay.
yeah, appreciate you doing it. It was
Thank you.
crash zoom on that handshake, but yeah, it was a lot of fun.
My wing was wobbling.
You didn't, oh my God. All right, I'm out of here. We're gonna go get sushi and sake bombs.
When you shook my hand, I was just like.
Wow, deputy.